Today we embark on a rare journey into North Korea, the world's most secretive nation. This is not a political mission, but an attempt to observe and understand what life is like for a traveler within these tightly controlled borders. I'll guide you through the layers of control and conformity that define this unique, unsettling environment. Our aim, to provide a respectful, unflinching look at one of the planet's most enigmatic countries. Join me as we pull back the curtain, however slightly, on the Hermit Kingdom. Entering North Korea is an exercise in submission to absolute control. The border is a living barrier. Every bag, device, and document is scrutinized by unsmiling officials. Surveillance is immediate and total. Cameras and probing questions greet you at every turn. Leaving is just as rigorous. No unauthorized photos, no unapproved souvenirs. Nothing escapes unchecked. The message is clear. You are both guest and potential threat. The border is a psychological wall, a stark introduction to a society where the state's will is absolute. Crossing this threshold, the concept of freedom is replaced by a profound sense of confinement. Inside, the sense of restriction only deepens. Freedom of movement is non-existent. Every step is guided, every destination pre-approved. Tourists are shown a curated selection of monuments and museums, a grand performance of prosperity. Government guides, ever present, control what you see and hear, ensuring you never stray from the script. Attempts to explore or interact spontaneously are politely denied. The real North Korea, ordinary lives, unfiltered moments, remains hidden, glimpsed only through bus windows. The experience is isolating. You're a spectator in a carefully staged play. The traveler is kept at a distance, forever on the outside looking in. North Korea's landscape is dominated by the omnipresent image of its leaders. Towering statues and vibrant propaganda posters saturate every public space, demanding reverence. Tourist itineraries revolve around sites of ideological importance, mausoleums, museums, and revolutionary landmarks. Bowing before the leaders' statues is mandatory, and history is presented as a single, unchallenged narrative. The effect is hypnotic, a world reduced to devotion, struggle, and triumph under the infallible leadership. For the traveler, it's a chilling lesson in the power of propaganda. Here, ideology shapes reality, and the state is the sole arbiter of truth. In North Korea, the internet as we know it simply doesn't exist. There's no Google, no social media, no news from home, just a closed intranet called Kwangmyong. For locals, this is their entire online world. For visitors, it's a digital desert. All information comes from guides reinforcing their control and the state's narrative. The inability to fact-check or access outside perspectives is a powerful tool of isolation. The digital Iron Curtain ensures the state's voice is the only one heard. For travelers, this forced digital silence is a stark reminder of how precious free information truly is. In North Korea, you're never truly alone. Surveillance is constant, guides watch your every move, and hotel rooms are rumored to be bugged. Conversations are self-censored, voices lowered, and paranoia sets in. Even guides are monitored, creating a system of observation within observation. Public spaces, monuments, and dining halls are all under watchful eyes. The psychological impact is profound. Privacy vanishes, replaced by self-censorship and conformity. This is the intended effect. A chillingly effective method of control. The entire country becomes a panopticon from which there is no escape. Photography in North Korea is a minefield of unwritten rules. Only approved subjects, never soldiers, construction, or poverty may be photographed. Statues of leaders must be captured in full. Cropping is disrespectful. Guides enforce these rules strictly. Breaking them can mean confiscation, interrogation, or worse. The act of taking a photo becomes a tense calculation. Is this allowed? By controlling the visual record, the state ensures only its narrative leaves the country. Every permitted photo is a victory for the regime's story. Every forbidden one, a secret kept. Genuine interaction with locals is nearly impossible. All contact is managed, observed, and often staged. Model students, model workers, rehearsed answers. Guides act as translators and censors, filtering every conversation. Locals appear wary, conditioned to avoid unsanctioned contact. Smiles are polite but rarely reach the eyes. Fear of repercussions is ever present. The result is profound loneliness. People are everywhere, but true connection is forbidden. The traveler leaves with impressions, not memories, and the question of what life is really like behind the guarded smiles. Tourists are barred from using the local currency, instead confined to a separate economic bubble. Transactions happen in designated shops and restaurants, using foreign cash at inflated prices. These places are stocked to impress, masking the scarcity faced by ordinary citizens. The dual currency system harvests foreign money while hiding the true state of the economy. The visitor's financial footprint is tightly controlled, reinforcing separation from local life. Through the window you see queues for basic goods, a stark contrast to your privileged experience. The illusion of plenty is another layer of the gilded cage. Information in North Korea is tightly controlled. Books, maps, and media are all state-approved. Hotel shops offer only propaganda. Foreign newspapers and dissenting voices are absent. Even maps are stylized, omitting sensitive details. TV broadcasts a relentless stream of patriotic content. Anything brought in, books, laptops, is inspected for subversive material. The goal, to make the state's narrative the only available truth. For visitors, the information vacuum is unsettling, a world where curiosity is a liability. Every moment in North Korea is pre-planned and fixed by a state-approved itinerary. There's no room for spontaneity. Requests for detours are politely refused. Guides move you from site to site with precision, turning the journey into a procession. The packed schedule leaves little time for reflection or personal discovery. The itinerary is the ultimate tool for managing perception, showing only the polished facade. The traveler becomes a passive observer in a meticulously constructed exhibit. The unwavering path ensures you never truly find anything on your own. Beneath the surface, the risk of detention is ever present. The legal system is opaque. Minor infractions can have severe consequences. Disrespect, unauthorized photos, or unsanctioned conversations can lead to arrest. Stories of detained foreigners serve as chilling warnings. This constant threat enforces hypervigilance and compliance. In North Korea, the authority of the state is absolute, and the individual's power is non-existent. Medical emergencies in North Korea are a serious risk. Facilities for foreigners are limited and below international standards. Outside Pyongyang, care is even scarcer. Medical evacuation is complex and slow, if allowed at all. Travelers must bring all necessary medications. Local supplies are unreliable. The fragility of health becomes starkly apparent in a place without a safety net. It's a sobering reminder of the inequalities that persist, even for privileged visitors. Power outages are a daily reality, even in Pyongyang's showcase hotels. Lights flicker, elevators stall, and hot water is a luxury. Outside the capital, darkness swallows towns and villages. Only monuments remain illuminated. The official line is energy conservation, but the reality is chronic shortage. The darkness is a visible symbol of isolation and struggle. The state's priorities are clear: glorify the regime, not meet basic needs. The simple act of turning on a light becomes a privilege, not to be taken for granted. Tourist meals are plentiful, but outside, food insecurity is widespread. The country's history of famine lingers. Scarcity is a daily reality for most. The contrast between the visitor's table and the local's struggle is stark. Guides praise self-sufficiency, but hunger is a silent, invisible guest at every meal. The food served is part of the illusion, another layer of the curated experience. Eating becomes a moral dilemma, a reminder of the chasm between appearance and reality. Every bite is tinged with unease. A journey through North Korea leaves a lasting mark. Surveillance, propaganda, and isolation weigh heavily on the mind. You witness a society where individuality is suppressed and fear is constant. Participation in the staged reality feels complicit, supporting the regime's image. The experience brings a renewed appreciation for freedoms often taken for granted. The emotional toll is the weight of understanding what is denied to others. The haunting memory is of faces you saw but could not truly know. Thank you for joining me on this sobering journey into North Korea. To witness such a controlled society is to confront profound questions about freedom and truth. If you value documentary storytelling, please consider subscribing to support more explorations like this. Let this journey remind us to stay curious and approach the world with respect and an open mind. Only by observing both light and shadow can we appreciate our shared humanity. Thank you for watching.